Hi, everybody. Let's talk about the full moon lunar eclipse that's happening in October on the 28th. And this is going to be in Taurus at 5 degrees. I'm Connie Joe with Soul Navigation, and I'm going to go over each sign and how this is going to affect you. So, this is the last of a series of eclipses that have been in Taurus and Scorpio. I want you to listen for your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign, and also the signs of everybody that you love to see how this is going to go for them. So, Mars is conjunct Mercury with the sun in Scorpio during this eclipse. And also, Jupiter is making an opposition to the Mars Mercury conjunction with the moon. So it's already getting pretty interesting. But we also have Venus in Virgo making a trine to Uranus in Taurus. So this is a big mix of astrological energy. So, as I said, this is the last series of eclipses in Taurus and Scorpio. So, I want you to write down the following dates of the other lunar eclipses. And the eclipse on the 28th might affect you in a similar way. So, you can look for the pattern, right? Of how the eclipses have affected you on a personal level. Write these down. In November of 2021, there was a lunar eclipse in Taurus. In May of 2022, we had a lunar eclipse in Scorpio. November of 2022, we had a lunar eclipse in Taurus. And in May of 2023, we had a lunar eclipse in Scorpio. And this is the last one. Taurus and Scorpio, they deal with issues of security. What's mine? What's yours? It's deep transformation versus keeping things the same or keeping the stability. It can bring up issues of lack of what's yours, lack of what's mine. Full moons tend to magnify problems and situations that already exist. So, this full moon eclipse is the last push to make improvements in the areas that Scorpio and Taurus rule in our charts. And because it's a North Node eclipse, this can also, it comes with the opportunity to help us align more closely with our soul purpose. The eclipse is in harmony with Saturn. So this is a good thing. It gives us the tenacity that what we learn from this eclipse will stay with us. But when we add Mercury in conjunction with Mars and Scorpio to the mix, we're adding a harshness there. Because Mercury with Mars, it can express in an angry way, especially in Scorpio. And not necessarily angry in Scorpio, but Scorpio is very straightforward, to the point. It doesn't mince words. So maybe we should ponder and wait before we speak on this day. Just let the situation develop before we tell people what we think. And as I said in my October transits video, and if you haven't watched it, please go watch it. The opposition between Jupiter, that is with the moon, is my military aspect, because Jupiter is expansive. It's also what we believe in. So when you have Mars with Jupiter or making an opposition to Jupiter, it's about fighting for a cause or fighting for something that we believe in. So this could mean some verbal sparring back and forth. And I just think we need to kind of chill out, take our time before we say a lot when this eclipse happens. So the relief comes with the trine from Venus to Uranus in Taurus. So Venus is in Virgo. And this is going to give us a little bit of relief, a little bit of surprise energy, a little bit more fun energy. And all of it's happening at the same time. So let's go through the signs. Aries, this is really affecting your values and your self-esteem. And you may feel the income that you currently earn isn't enough, or that you want to change your career path, that this is just not working for you anymore, that you're not using your talents, you're not using them in a way that best supports you, that best supports your value system, your self-esteem. Your self-esteem has been tested during this whole series of eclipses. And possibly you're beginning to see your true value, your true worth, what you really should be doing or really want to be doing to make money for yourself. And so things that once seemed valuable may not mean as much to you anymore. And it might also propel you closer to your goals, because the North Node is also moving through your sign and will be there for the next year. So remember that when you make decisions regarding your money and income and career, that Jupiter is giving you that extra boost of expansion. It's giving you that faith to believe in yourself, that you can make changes necessary to be happy in your career choices and how you earn your money. But opposing that Jupiter is that Mars Mercury conjunction, and it might try to talk you out of it. Don't let it. You've been going through this since 2021, this change, the way the eclipses have affected you, the way that you have decided, I am valuable and I can make money in a way that makes me happy, that honors my value system, that honors my self-esteem. So give yourself some time and space before you make huge decisions. This eclipse is going to push you out of your comfort zone, Aries, the direction of your North Node, what career goals you really have, and what is really, really valuable to you. So, Taurus, since this is happening in your sign, you have seen a lot of action, and this could affect you in a very personal way, even physical way. So you've been dealing with a lot of nervous energy with Uranus being in Taurus for so long. It's been there for many years now. Taurus is a fixed earth sign, but there can be a stubbornness around the bull. I think this is what the universe is trying to work with you in this stubbornness that you might have. Being too set in your ways, having your personality and your goals too set, not being flexible enough to move. So it might bring subtle changes to your personality regarding the change that you need to make for yourself on a personal level. You might need to let go of habits and energies that have kept you stuck. And see, that's the thing. We want to be secure, Taurus energy, but we don't want to be stuck. The eclipse energy really urges you to move out of your comfort zone. Take more chances and realize that you can have security and change simultaneously and actually embrace both of them. So you've also have had the North Node in your sign until just recently as it moved into Aries. This last eclipse is the last push to move you out of your comfort zone. So whatever that means for you, you may be challenged to let go of past grudges or places where you once stood your ground, but it's just not so important anymore, or it's no longer serving you. Or it could be the opposite, that you need to put up more boundaries in your life. But these are very personal changes for you and personal changes in your life, but you're being urged to move, to take a different direction, but not let it affect your security or who you are, but to be more flexible in what you do in your life. So let's move on to Gemini. This really has to do with changes in your spiritual life. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, very intelligent thinkers, very logical about things, very social. But this energy of the eclipses is asking you to let go of logic and further your spiritual development. So you might have felt closed in and the need to really push through to a more loving, open space. You might have been challenged to take a closer look at yourself, who you really are, not just what you look like, your physical body, or even your mind and how smart you are and how you think, but what's really going on inside of your soul. It can be a really insecure place. And Taurus is fixed, and sometimes it's unwilling, Gemini, to move into the unknown. But however, that is what you're being called to do with these eclipses. So if you've never meditated, try it. If you've never met your spirit guides, ask them to show you a sign. You might have to deal with mental or emotional, maybe even physical illness. It's not easy to face some of these things or some of these issues, but the universe is actually giving you the tools right now to face these things. Not only that, but to overcome any fears you might have of that unknown spiritual world. Because truly, the 12th house, where this action is happening for you, is one of no boundaries. It's easy for Gemini to collect facts, to know a lot intellectually, but I think it's harder for them to say, okay, I'm going to let go and just let this be a new spiritual ride. And I think that's your challenge, Gemini. So let's go on to Cancer. So for you, Cancer, you have really been challenged to decide what you truly want out of life. What do you really wish for? The 11th house really encompasses our hopes, wishes, and dreams. What is it you are really seeking? This is where our ambitions are fulfilled in this house. So it's an opportunity for you to let go of social networks, groups, or friends that no longer serve you. Unfortunately, you may have to let go of friendships that are just not working anymore, where you're no longer growing, where you're no longer seeing the fruit of your labors, where you're not seeing your dreams come true. And that's really what this is about for you, to be able to let go with this energy, social groups and friendships that aren't working any longer for you. So it can be painful, and Taurus is a fixed sign. It doesn't want to give up. So this is like the challenge for all of the signs, because Taurus is fixed and would rather keep things the same. But for you, letting go of any kind of social group you're in that isn't really working for you anymore, it's a chance to put yourself on more solid ground with more solid groups where you can flourish and grow and see your wishes and hopes and dreams come true. If it's no longer serving you, it's time to make a change, maybe make some new friends, enter into social groups that are more in line with your hopes, wishes, and dreams. And I think that's what these eclipses are calling you to do. And this is the final push for it, Cancer. So, Leo, so the very place that you show up in the world has been rocked. You could have been faced with divorces, moves, financial insecurity, or, it could have been marriage, new relationships, because this is about your standing in the world, where you're going with your life, the legacy you leave behind. The other eclipses, they may have brought committed relationships or career moves that have made you shine, or maybe not. Maybe this is the last chance, where these eclipses are concerned, to decide how you really want to show up in the world. So either way, you're dealing with how you stand in society, your direction in life. But the sun rules your sign. So you're going to be noticed no matter what. This is the place where you're being noticed the most right now. It might seem like your life has been on show. You know what I mean? That everyone can see what you're going through, which could really be uncomfortable energy. So Leo rules the heart. Leo, I want you to follow your heart. If you're being challenged to move in a different direction with your relationship, with your career, or even where you live, this is the time to follow your heart and go that direction. You've probably been challenged to move toward your hopes and dreams in a really tangible way because Taurus is a tangible sign. Leo is a fixed sign as well as Taurus. So really change doesn't come that easy to Leos either. But listen to your heart, Leo. And if you're being challenged to actually change your place in the world, where you want to go, where you want to be, where you want to show up. This is what you need to do right now. This 10th house involves status. So that can mean a change in your committed relationship. This is your challenge to decide what is working, what isn't working, and to move on in a way where you leave that Leo legacy behind. So, Virgo, you can be somewhat of a skeptic, maybe even a little critical at times, not only of others or situations, but probably more of yourself than anything else. Virgo is very good at self analyzing and figuring things out, but these eclipses could have brought on situations or issues that have really challenged your faith, challenged what you truly believe in. Your challenge is, Virgo, is to figure out, what do I really still have faith in? What do I really believe in my life? This could be a call to teach others what you've learned. Not only learn, but teach. Learn about new faith, learn about new cultures, learn about new belief systems, learn about new religions. And I can almost hear you saying, I really don't believe that anymore. Okay, I get it, because that's what the challenge has been through these eclipses. What do you really have faith in? What do you really believe in? So, this is about finding your true belief system, your true faith. You could have been called to travel to other countries, to go abroad, to learn new languages, to teach new languages. Really, it wants to move you out of that fixed comfort zone into areas of life that may be totally new, places that you need to go, that you're being called to go, not just to the world immediately around you, which would be the third house, but the unknown world. Virgo, that is what the challenge is for you during these eclipses, is to move out of your comfort zone and the belief system that you've held on to, or the places that you've held on to, and travel and explore, see what all's out there, because the world is your oyster, Virgo, literally. Hello, Libra. So Libra truly wants harmony. They truly want balance. The eclipse series, and this eclipse in particular, is really challenging you to go to the dark places that you probably avoid because they're not very harmonious, to go to places that are taboo or psychologically challenging to you. Libra, in particular, you're a cardinal sign. Moving and starting things isn't a problem for you, but going into the dark places that Scorpio would go is a little bit more challenging. There could be challenges regarding your assets, your money, the money that you share with others, because this is an eighth house issue. It could bring up issues of inheritance or debt or taxes, all of these kind of not so fun things that we really don't want to deal with. But that's been your challenge, Libra, to deal with some of these issues that you've kind of kept on the back burner, or actually kept hidden because you didn't really want to get in that nitty gritty, ugly, taboo space and deal with it. So it's opening a portal for you. So, everybody, the eclipses are like a portal that opens and gives us the opportunity to make changes in our life. That's what it's all about. But for you, particularly Libra, it's opening a portal for you to handle financial issues that have been holding you back. So, what do you hold dear? What can you let go of? Where do you need to make changes in that area? And Libra, you could have been faced with the issues of life and death, the very realization that life is short. I think this is a lot about what these eclipses hold for you. The fact that live your life to the fullest. Now, this doesn't have to be a physical death, but an understanding of it and knowing that sometimes you have to take the deep dive into the stuff that is icky and not much fun for a Libra that's ruled by Venus. But Taurus is ruled by Venus as well. So you can do this. You may look at intimacy in a different way, learning not only to share your assets, which is what this is about, but also the deepest part of yourself, which might even be harder to do. So it's learning to go deeper, Libra, and embracing the dark side of you, that dark side of yourself, that sometimes it's hard for Libras to see. So, guys, if you would like to get a personal reading, I would love to give you one and go over with you how the past eclipses and this upcoming eclipse on the 28th is affecting you, or any other issue that you'd like to discuss. You can book a reading with me in the notes below. Let's move on to Scorpio. These eclipses have truly been all about you and Taurus in a way, but they have primarily affected your committed relationships and the issues of what's working in those relationships and what's not working any longer. So I hear Scorpio screaming, security breach, security breach. Scorpio likes to keep its secrets. It really does. It's amazing how a Scorpio will know the secrets of everyone else, but nobody knows anything about them, which is how Scorpios prefer to keep it. Scorpio, you may have kept secrets from your partner, your business partner, or just other people in general. And you don't particularly like people, others, getting into your business. These eclipses are to help you move out of that fixed energy, maybe open up a little more to your committed relationships, to your partner. This is not just your sexual partner. This could be your best friend, your business partner, your neighbors. This really encompasses the other, period, other people. So if you no longer feel secure or no longer feel happy in a relationship, it might be time to let it go. Scorpio is a fixed sign, so letting go is not easy for them, especially when we're dealing with this Taurus eclipse energy. It could be just the opposite for you, Scorpio, and you're learning to let down walls and be more vulnerable to others in your life. So, Taurus is your shadow side, Scorpio, and maybe this eclipse is really challenging you to share more of you. So it really is about assessing what's working, what's not working in your relationships, and what to let go of and what to keep. This is also happening in the area of your chart of open enemies, Scorpio. You may also be coming up with ways to deal with them during this eclipse season. I don't think Scorpio has an issue with that. Sagittarius. Okay, Sag does not particularly like routine or to be locked into anything. They always want room to move. Freedom is the word for the Sag. They always want the freedom, they're ruled by Jupiter, to move. But the Taurus eclipse is calling for stability, Sag. Everyday stability, everyday routine, keeping a routine. learning to stay focused, learning to stay in the moment instead of always looking ahead and figuring out what's going to happen later or in the future. So you may be forced somehow, Sag, to stick to a schedule or a health regime for many reasons. This could be financial, career, this could maybe even be your physical health. Sometimes it's really hard for a Sag to be fixed, your immutable sign. But this really is calling, these eclipses, Sag, are calling you to learn to stand still, to be fixed, to have a routine, that it's okay to know what you're going to do every day and not just have the freedom to do whatever, right? That is the challenge for you, to find joy in a fixed everyday routine. And you know what? It's also maybe not the challenge, but the time for you to take good care of yourself. Come up with a good health routine or workout routine for yourself, Sag, and take really good care of your pets at this time as well. Don't take shortcuts. The Sag will take the shortcut because they see the end picture. What's the fastest way to get there? This is a time for routine and to learn to enjoy being in a routine. Okay, Capricorn. So sometimes it is really hard for a Capricorn to stop working and just simply have a good time. They really don't know how to do that. Most of the time, Capricorns find work fun or enjoyable. They're ruled by Saturn. They are determined. They're ambitious. They sometimes don't know how to have fun. But I think that the challenge of these eclipses for you, Capricorn, is to learn how to say, I've done enough, I'm good enough, and now I can go have a good time. I'm secure enough in myself that I can have fun without continually thinking about my ambitions or my goals. So enjoy your life without so much Saturnian worry. Worry is the word. Let go of some of those worries. That's truly the challenge for you, Capricorn, to bring out your creative side, not just for your job. Capricorns are very creative people. They're ruled by not just the goat, but the sea goat. So they have their tail in the water. They know how to be creative. They usually have a high emotional IQ, but a lot of times they really don't know how to have fun. So bring out your creative side just for the fun of it. Spend more time with your children. If you don't have children, just play like a kid. Play like a child. Bring out your inner child. Explore the childhood that you always wanted. Just learn to have fun. Learn to play, Capricorn. This is what this is about for you. It's in your fifth house. Learn to love, learn to be creative. I'm not saying Capricorns don't know how to love. They are some of the most loving people I know. But learn just to be in love with life. Play with your children. If you're not ready to have children, with all of this energy in that fifth house, you may want to take the proper precautions so you don't, because this is a very fertile energy. So Aquarius. So Aquarius is another fixed sign. It's a fixed air sign, and it's used to fixed energy, like this Taurus energy that we're talking about. But what they're not used to is just simply being at home and dealing with things that have to do with home and family. Now, I'm not saying that Aquarians don't have a good home and family life, but the issues that the eclipses are bringing up really do have to do with your personal home and family. And sometimes the energy of Aquarius, they consider their friends their family. So if that's true as well, you can put that in there if you need to. But this could be just as simple for you, Aquarius, as making your home more secure, making repairs, or it could be bringing up family issues that need to be addressed and probably have needed to be addressed for a long time. Honestly, this could go in a lot of different directions for you, Aquarius. You may need to take care of aging parents. You may need to move to a different location. You may need to move them to a different location. You may have issues of ancestry that are coming up, like things that have been taboo, which will be the Scorpio axis, but this is the axis we're talking about, that are coming up that you need to look into, that you need to take care of, that you need to clear the air, bringing the secrets out of the closet. You just may need to simply address family problems that keep coming to the forefront. Now, these could be issues of inheritance. Taurus is about sharing or keeping. It's also about what's mine. Everybody wants to be secure and safe in their home, but you're being challenged to do whatever it might take to make your home secure, for not only physically, and it could be physically. I mean, this could be preparing for a flood or a hurricane or fires. It could truly be about securing your household because, Taurus is very tangible energy, but it could also be about the emotional situations in your home or in your family that you need to address that probably have been coming up since 2021, since the eclipse season started. And this is the last push to make improvements in that area. Aquarius, it's sometimes easier just to be detached and think, well, things will take care of themselves. But this is when you need to get involved and actually take some family situations seriously, maybe let go of any stubborn grudges that might be there. Aquarius is fixed, remember, and try to make your home a more happy, secure place to be in, wherever that might be. So, Pisces. So, this is all about the community, your neighbors, your siblings, and your communication. But it's about the immediate world around you. What immediately surrounds you? What's happening in your neighborhood? What's happening in your community? Do you need to do more in your community? Is that what you're being challenged to do? This is also about communication. So, Pisces, maybe you're being challenged to communicate on a wider, broader scale, or to bring your communication skills to your community to help other people. It could mean all of these things. Possibly, this could be about communication with a sibling that you had a grudge against, or they've had a grudge against you. We go back to the fact that Taurus is fixed energy and Pisces is mutable. It's like the other mutable signs. But this is water. It's like the fish swims all directions. You kind of don't know what a Pisces is going to do next. So this is about stepping up and making your communication clear, making your communication in your community with your neighbors, with your siblings, making it clear and concise, and doing whatever you say you're going to do, Pisces, actually doing it. It's about follow through and how you can help the others that are immediately around you. Also, this could be a calling to teach in any capacity. This might just be about tutoring your next door neighbor in algebra, but it could also be about becoming a school teacher, teaching other languages, which is somewhat ninth house, but it's on the same axis. But doing things for your community in a teaching way. Also, Pisces, this might be the time, this might be what you're being called to do, to write that book, write that blog, write that story. Let the communication and imagination that comes to Pisces naturally come out and not stay hidden or fixed or stuck in that Taurian energy, but to come out. And it's like Pisces wants to play. Tell your stories. Pisces can be quite the storyteller with quite the imagination. So this is all about your communication style and how you're communicating with others, especially those in that are directly around you, in your neighborhood, in your community. So Pisces, just give that some thought. What have you been challenged with in that direct way, in the way of communication? Perhaps you need to change your communication style on social media. Perhaps it's about, you know, no gossiping, just being very straightforward. Anyway, I love Pisces. Everybody, thank you so much for allowing me to do this video for you. Listen to all of the signs, and I would love to have a reading with each and every one of you. So you will find a link to book a reading below in the notes. And I'll see you next time. Bye from Florida.